It's your boy Isaac Reed, and we're back with another reaction. Yo, it's been crazy though. I've been hearing all you guys requests, all you guys comments, and I appreciate all you guys support. Now we got another playing WWE 2K17 Triple Threat ladder match gameplay impressions from Tubby. We actually did a Tubby video yesterday, so we're gonna do another one today. This is about 15 minutes and 23 seconds, so this will be pretty long. So guys, stay tuned and don't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it.
What is going on, guys? My name is Tubby. So we are back talking WWE 2K17 impressions. This time I'm going to dive into triple threat matches, the feature that I personally asked Mark Little for last year that's in the game, and fatal four-way ladder matches. Now, if you missed my video on backstage matches and one-on-one and fighting in the crowd, you guys can check that out in the link in the description. We're going to dive in because triple threat was the one thing I was very intrigued about. Because when I was at the playtest last year for WWE 2K16, I said to Mark Little, I said, you know what would be really cool would be that if in a triple threat match, because it's so chaotic where everybody can just come back in, what if you did damage to somebody and they rolled out of the ring? Well, I finally got to see that feature in action. I mean, we saw it a little bit in the gameplay video that went up.
Yeah, we
2K
saw.
put up from
we saw.
but now I actually got to try it out for myself. So here are some things regarding triple threat matches that I noticed that are my first impressions. And like I said, this is on a demo build. I'm not going to say things won't change or improve things. I will say, though, that the actual rolling out is pretty awesome. Now, I found we tried many different versions and tried to get as many different rollouts as possible to see if it was only big moves like signatures, finishers, or any kind of moves throughout a match. And it seems like it's kind of random, any moves throughout a match depending on what happens. At one point I went and ran and jumped and hit a dude's knee. He held the knee, he rolled out, but he came back in a lot faster. So the way the system works is when you take damage, like I said, I couldn't find the exact thing that would cause the damage to trigger it, but you would essentially take damage and you would roll out of the ring. Now what happens is if you see the stamina bar in the past, if you're like kind of knocked out, how the bar kind of like builds back up and it goes, you know, builds it up. What happens is you have the first couple where you have to wait. And the more damage you take throughout a match, if you get to red, that bar takes a lot longer to build up. Oh. Kind of like a bar.
That's pretty cool.
Now, once you get to a certain point, the breakout option happens. And if you hit the breakout option too early without letting it fully rebuff. So let's say you're in a triple threat match, and I think we stayed down for probably at least 20 to 30 seconds. I mean, it really does make a triple threat match feel good.
That's great.
I'm
happy.
You can hit breakout. Now, you might want to time it just right. So if you're in a triple threat match, you don't have to get back up right away. You can let it build all the way up. That way you get a boost versus if you break out a little early, you actually get a little penalized or what they call debuffed a little bit in that department. So what happens is you hit that move, they roll out. Now, at the start of the match, it's usually pretty fast. You can come back in. Like I said, I didn't notice anything, what specifically triggered it off. It was just moves throughout the match, and it felt pretty organic. And it was very cool to see moves happen where a guy would roll out of the ring, and then you could focus on who is in the ring. It was a great feature. Nadas fan and myself played against the computer, so Kevin Owens was just kind of sitting in the background doing his thing occasionally. I will say it kind of seemed like the AI was a little smarter in the way that at the end of the match, and I'll talk more about it, but at the end of the match, he did a pop-up powerbomb on Finn Balor, and I came in, I was on the outside waiting to break out. Now, unfortunately, I broke out a little too early, came in, broke up the pin. Well, Finn stayed down after I broke up the pin. He did not get up right away. He stayed down on the mat, and then Kevin Owens turns to me and hits a pop-up powerbomb on me and pins me, and Finn is still on the ground.
Wow.
That is awesome, because in the past when you would break it up,
yo, that's awesome.
You would
that
seem
is
to
really
get
awesome.
up pretty fast. Here, I don't know if it was the damage he took. I don't know if it was the retention.
Probably damage.
What it was.
Definitely damage.
But he nailed Nadas fan, Sports Gaming Universe, which you guys can go check out, with a pop-up powerbomb. I broke it up, and now the animation is the square button on PS4, and you basically, it kind of gives a little jumping, diving animation to break it up. And it did look a little funny at certain points where he kind of like jumps up in the air, like tried it with AJ Styles. And when I did it, it looks pretty cool. And once you do break that up, like I said, he came up, put me in a pop-up powerbomb, and Finn was still down. So it definitely seems like you stayed down a little bit longer. I try to like count out like on my fingers how long you stayed down. Like we knocked the ref out on purpose, and the ref was down for about 15, 20 seconds off of just a bump, which I thought was pretty cool. I'd like if the ref rolled out eventually.
Yeah,
if the ref rolled out
that'd
down
be
the
tight.
line, that would be pretty awesome.
You
So
could do
Mark,
anything
this,
you want.
I want the referee, if he takes a big bump or a chair shot or attack from behind, have the ref roll out and do a little mini game by himself, and maybe somebody comes down. I'm just saying that's an idea for a future
That
game.
is a great
But
idea.
the rollout was very intriguing. Did it happen a little too often? I don't know. Triple threat matches, it seemed to flow pretty well for what we did. Like I said, I didn't actually try to sit down and make like an epic 10 to 15 minute, great match.
Yeah,
I was trying to test out every little thing about it. I will say that there is no split screen in triple threat. So if you're in single player or one-on-one matches, you break out coming down the ring as you're coming out. If you're running down the ramp, as you're coming down the ramp, it goes to split screen of you running down and then the guy in the ring or a guy down there. So it doesn't seem like it's so blown out and the camera has to come back
That's
out,
not so bad.
which was awesome. But in triple
I
threat,
dig that.
that doesn't happen. So if two guys go up to the stage and one stays down, it's the big camera like it has been.
Okay.
I don't think there's necessarily a problem with that. I think it would be kind of hard to do like 3 split screens or do something like that. So I didn't have a problem with that. We couldn't get in the crowd on a triple threat match. I'm not saying it's not possible. Like I said, we just played a demo build of the game. Every year we play like a demo build at SummerSlam. The final product we play is usually way, way better. Smoother, frame rate legs. It's just kind of this build. So I don't know if you can go in the crowd on a triple threat. We tried. I put Mattis fan against the barricade. I tried strong Irish whipping him over the barricade. That didn't work. You might walk over to the barricade to go in the crowd. In any kind of match, and we did a normal match, you could. You hit L1 and then you jump over the barricade. And then you can go fighting in the crowd, where's the table, the 2 chairs, and
That's pretty cool,
so
though.
you couldn't do that in a triple
crowd fighting anyways, you know what I
I'm
mean?
trying to think what else. There was the timing to stay down was pretty cool. The breaking out is going to create a lot of triple threat matches of awesomeness where you kind of sit and wait and then you run in and throw them out of the ring just like WWE. So as far as the simulator goes, if you're a fan of WWE 2K for the simulator aspect, not necessarily arcade, you're going to like this.
Awesome,
It was
awesome.
a feature that I
I
know
love
when I
simulator.
requested it would be pretty awesome.
I love it that way.
And hopefully they
I love
keep
arcade
doing
too,
it.
but,
Because like I said, if the ref goes out,
I love it
that would be an
realistic as
awesome
well, you know what I
gameplay
mean?
issue down the line. And that's what I kind of noticed for triple threat matches. Going into Fatal 4-Way Ladder match, we had a Fatal 4-Way Ladder match, and the way the minigame works, the ladder is not as hard as you think it is. So basically it's like a pick and a key. So you go around, and then you tap, I think it was right trigger, and then it as you're going around, you want to get the bead in the hole. As it's coming around, you hit RT, and then it goes in, and then you pull it in, and then it's like a timing thing. I didn't think it was that hard. I thought it was pretty cool. The animations were, guys, when you run up the ladder, he starts climbing really fast at random periods of time. It's awesome to try to save a match.
Yeah, I saw the gameplay for that. It's pretty cool, though.
You
It's
have
pretty
to get
cool.
used to the targeting with that many people, because I don't know if we didn't have auto-targeting on, or if there is no auto. I think there's auto-targeting. I didn't realize the names were in last year, because I've always had that off. But you essentially switch between the right stick. So if you're holding the controller with the stick, if you click the right stick in, it's changing focus. So I did notice as far as looking, and this was probably on me.
That's pretty. That's a
when you're
little
looking
cool
around
detail.
in a match, you have to make sure you're pointed at the right person and not just button mashing and things like that. Or you may get a little frustrated because they fix the targeting. So it's not like if I'm right here and I go to do a move, I'm not going to go. He's going to try to go this way, which if you're slowing out a match, you're trying to make it realistic, that's a good thing. Same thing with weapon physics. In the triple threat and the fatal 4-way, we were using weapons, trying to hit somebody with. Now, we didn't have the ladder spot set up. I don't know if this is an oh my god moment. I didn't get the chance to do it. We tried to go on the back side where in the video Dean Ambrose pulled out the ladder in the gameplay video to bridge it, and I wasn't able to do it. I pulled out a chair when I tried that. So just a heads up, I didn't get to check out the barricade to apron spot, which I really wanted to. I don't know if it would have been in like a one-on-one match, or if you can do it in multi-man matches and it's just an oh my god moment, because the oh my god moments with R1 and then triangle makes a huge difference. I can't tell you how many times, like in past games, I'm just sitting there and I hit Y when I didn't mean to hit it. Oh my god!
Yeah, you talked about it last night. Yeah.
Other things in the Fatal 4-Way match, the ladder mini game. So you want to make sure you're lined up. You hit the circle, and then you're button mashing it to tip over the ladder. There is a lot of cool ladder animations that I found. As like you're running up, I had a step up enziguri kick, and off the ladder he went, which was really cool. The fighting on top, the mechanics is as you're holding the briefcase like this, and you're getting hit, and you're swaying, and you're still holding on. Looks phenomenal.
Like AJ.
Like I said, on the demo build, it did glitch out a little bit where the Money in the Bank briefcase disappeared for a little bit. That will not be in the final game, trust me. Every year I play this for the last 3 years. This build kind of has, I want to say issues, they're just getting it out there, but the final product is always better. But the animations are awesome. Like, if you're doing simulations, and if we get a true highlight reel, or a machinima maker like in GTA 5, you're going to be able to make some absolutely phenomenal stuff. The transitions, the moves, the gameplay, you'll be able to do a lot of stuff.
I'm pretty much excited for the game. I'm buying the game anyways, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? So it essentially is a lot better on a ladder, and it makes you feel awesome. Now, the big question I was asked was, Tubby, do you feel limited, or do you lose the freedom in a ladder match because of the fact that the ladder sets up right in the middle or in the corners, or you can bridge or drop against the outside coming in? I couldn't get it to run up. We tried to run up the ladder into the ring. I didn't get that personally. I don't know if you can or not. I don't know. I heard about a power bomb. I'm a little excited to see where this goes with the ladder matches, because you roll out of the ring similar in a multi-man match, so you can make some pretty awesome stuff. And when you're climbing up the ladder, like I said, the speeds vary. So you can have somebody come from behind. Now, I will say, you do have to get used to, in a multi-man match, switching or auto-switching, I don't know if there's auto-switching, to be able to look at the right person. Because there's many times that when somebody was up on the ladder, I was targeting the guy behind me instead of grabbing the guy in the briefcase. Luckily, the CPU and Nodus fan, we weren't trying to pull down the actual briefcase, so it didn't matter. They didn't pull it down and sneak a victory over us.
Yeah.
But it definitely made a difference, and it's something you want to pay attention to, is when you're trying to grab somebody off the ladder, like if you're coming from behind them to pull them down, you want to make sure that you're targeting them, because you will be sitting there grabbing behind you like, whew. So, just warning you. Other things I noticed, we pulled off the table. I didn't hit an OMG moment on the table. I tried to throw everybody over the Irish whipping over the other barricades. Couldn't get it. I tried to go off the stage. In that Fatal 4-Way match, we actually went up the ramp a little bit, and we fought all the way up to the stage where you can walk. In the past games, when you see the stage, right, and you see where they come walking out, that area has been blocked off. Now you can walk right where you'd be walking into Gorilla, but it stops, which makes me believe that you'll be able to transition seamlessly in normal match types and go right backstage to fight in the crowd.
Oh, man.
Very intrigued by that. I would love to see more of that.
That would be awesome.
They hit from us,
man,
or I heard rumors
that'd
about
be a killer.
I would be very excited to be able to transition like Here Comes the Pain and other video games.
Yeah, of course.
So that's pretty much what I noticed about Triple Threat and Fatal 4-Way off my first impressions. The rolling out made a big difference. The ladder, setting it up, I actually dug it, because in past games, if you bounced into the ladder, it tipped over too easy, and it was very frustrating setting it up. I think setting it up in the middle and focusing on the mechanics around the game versus having to set up a ladder in the right spot. I understand people's hesitations with, okay, but in real WWE, you can set a ladder off just an inch and like not be able to grab it. I personally dug it because when you're trying to make a good match, it lines it up. You're able to do what you have to.
Yeah.
You can tip over the ladder.
Good they put that in there, because I was tired of accidentally putting the ladder in the wrong place, you know what I mean?
In past games, you go to the corner turnbuckle. I didn't try that. We just did the electric chair and the power bomb off of the Money in the Bank briefcase. So those are my impressions, guys. I'd love to know what you think. If you have any questions about Triple Threat or Fatal 4-Way that I did not cover, like I said, we got to play probably 30 minutes worth of Triple Threat and Fatal 4-Way. So that's what I could remember offhand. First, boom, get it done with. If you have any questions, I'll try to make a follow-up video to all your questions. I'm answering them on social media, @TubbyEmo. You guys can follow me over there. I'm responding to your questions, and I'm going to compile a Q&A video from this playtest, because I think out of everybody, I don't know when I left the party because I left early to come back. I don't know if more people played the rest of the night, but me and Nadas sat there the longest while the people are shuffling out because I really wanted to get a grasp of this game because I'm very, very excited for it. I'm excited for the rollouts. I'm excited for highlight reel, and hopefully we can make some awesome videos and change the game for WWE because I got some plans and hopefully this game fits them. So until next time, guys, my name is Toby Moon. Thank you so much for the support on these videos. Thank you so much to 2K for bringing me out and letting me get a hand on this, especially the Suplex City. Seeing Brock Lesnar stare me down. And the only reason he was staring at my camera and me was because I had a monopod, and I held the monopod above the crowd, so he's like 4 feet above the crowd, like 2 feet above the crowd. There's just this camera pointing at him, and he noticed it. And it's like, thought he was going to beat the crap out of me. So until next time, guys, my name is Toby Moon. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you all later.
Hey yo, that's funny. I'm pretty much excited. Like I said, I'm so much excited for the game. Literally, all he's saying, it sounds pretty cool. Like, I've been waiting for the longest for triple threat matches to be great, fatal 4-way matches to be great. For ladder matches, I used to hate when I put a ladder and I put it in the wrong place, and then when I try to go up the ladder, somebody gets slammed and then the ladder falls. Like, I hated that. We don't really usually see that happen in like real life when it comes to WWE. Like, you never put a ladder up and then somebody falls and then the ladder falls. Like, you don't really get to see that much, so it didn't really make sense. But you know, everything he's saying, pretty cool. I'm much excited for the game. I want to see more gameplay. If there is more gameplay, you know that I will cover it. But I'm out, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I got 2 more reactions for you this morning. Well, it's probably evening, but guys, see you then. Peace out.